Go.
Hi everyone, this is Darryl Christopher coming to you from Ottawa, Canada, and if you're not a nerdy person and you watch videos to get laid, then I highly recommend that you don't watch this video. This is for the nerdy culture lover people. I don't expect to have the biggest numbers with this video, but it's really for the people that share the same love as I do. So let's get down to it and see what comic books I've been getting in the last little while. We start off here with Wolverine and the X-Men. I'm really enjoying seeing Wolverine as more of a father figure type and a teacher rather than a brute. And it's an interesting concept going into the story right now with the Phoenix and Apocalypse storyline. It's like, are we to share the same destiny as our parents, or do we create our own? Very cool stuff. Keep it up. Next I have Steampunk Angels. I really like the steampunk concept and have been getting into it. The posters in this are absolutely beautiful. Awesome title. It's a very interesting thing to see what would have happened if the Industrial Revolution never ended. So I'm not totally into steampunk, but I enjoy learning what I do about it. So good stuff here. We have season 10 of the X-Files. Really enjoying keeping the stories going. It's great that comic books can continue what happened on television and keep our heroes alive and bringing us good, high quality content. Well done. Star Wars Legacy and the Adventures of Anya Solo. This one was epic. There's a huge battle, and I think fans are going to really shed a tear when Star Wars goes back to Marvel for the licensing, and Dark Horse is really putting it over the top with amazing creative stories. Well done. Next we have the Original Sin tie-in for Amazing Spider-Man. As you might or might not know, Original Sin is the big story of the summer. Who shot the Watcher? Lots of mystery and intrigue, and this story is like some amazing stuff happening between Spider-Man and Silk. So if you like Spider-Man, check this out. Next up is we have the 100th anniversary Avengers special. This one was really unique. The art kind of reminded me of like the Robert Crumb style art that you used to see in the Freak Brothers. So really cool story. I like this one a lot. Well done. Next we have City on the Edge of Forever. This was the way the story was originally intended. It's way better than what they had on TV. Great title. If you love Star Trek, check this out. Next up we have the Year Zero X-Files. Another great title. It's nice to see that X-Files did happen back in the day, so very cool stuff. Next we have Darth Maul, continuing the untold stories of the Clone Wars and seeing what happened with Darth Maul. I saw some great things in Clone Wars on TV, so it's great to see the action continue. It's nice to see more happen than Darth Maul getting cut in half and thrown down a huge tunnel. Next we have the Original Sin tie-in to X-Men. And I guess we're going to find out in the next few issues what Charles Xavier's last will and testament really was. We know that Cyclops is in the will, so let's see what happens. Good stuff here. Oh, I love Star Trek, so we have the Star Trek special here, focusing on all the Doctors throughout all the shows. Great little enjoyable read. Good stuff. Here's the 100th anniversary of the X-Men. Very cool stuff. It's nice to see the future possibilities for the timelines. We don't know how the future is until we get there, so it's interesting, this whole 100th anniversary storyline phenomenon. Good stuff. Next we have a story about Magneto put into the Roman style of gladiatorial combat, and you know how that went over. So very good. I love Magneto. Great series. Get in on it. It's fantastic. So here we have number 6 of Original Sin. this is the big story of the summer. So I guess we're going to find out in the next few issues how things are going to go. We know that Nick Fury is a very old man right now, and we know he has a ton of life model decoys, and he's been having secret missions on top of secret missions. So very cool stuff. If you like the Marvel story of the summer, this is the place to be. Check it out. Next up, we have the Amazing Spider-Man Learning to Crawl. I'm not sure about this. I think it's kind of weird to have the stories that happened in the 60s put into a modern format. I think that it would just be easier to reprint the stories and go with the context of the times. But if you like Spider-Man, you like to see how he began, this is a good place to start getting to know about the Amazing Spider-Man and what he does and what he's about and who likes him and who doesn't like him. So great stuff here. Next we have the original Sin tie-in for Thor and Loki. We found out earlier that Thor has a sister. I've heard stories that Thor is going to become a woman, and some people even say a Disney princess. So this is about the unseen realm that was part of Asgard, the 10th realm. So very cool stuff. If you love your Thor stories, this is one to check out. Next up, we have the all-new X-Men. I'm not sure what your opinion is on the new school outfits for the old school X-Men, but great title. I love to see the continuing adventures of the X-Men. Fantastic stuff. Next up, we have the current issue of Terminator Salvation, The Final Battle. J. Michael Straczynski is by far one of the best writers of our generation. He did amazing stuff with Babylon 5, Jeremiah, and this story, if you love Terminator and wanted to see how the end of the war went, this is more than a title to check out. You will love this, I guarantee it. I love it. Next up we have Wolverine. It's interesting. I'm not really a big Wolverine fan, but I've been picking this up to see how they're going to kill him off. So we know it's like soap operas with comics. Dead doesn't stay dead, but it's cool to see what's happening. And the stakes are high right now in the stories. If you like Wolverine, you're probably already checking this out, or you want to get into Wolverine, check it out. Next up, we have the current issue of Star Trek, and spoiler alert, we're getting into the original crew meeting up with the Deep Space Nine crew, so that's an interesting thing. Look, we have the emissary himself, Avery Brooks, who played Captain Benjamin Sisko on Deep Space Nine on the cover. Awesome cover, love that guy. Next up, we have the current edition of Star Wars. I love the Dark Horse Star Wars adventures. The art has never been better. The stories have never been better. Marvel, let's see what you can do after the license comes back to you. I started off collecting Star Wars comics when I was a kid, when they were with Marvel, so it's great to see where they are at now. Next up, we have Black Dynamite. I love Black Dynamite. Gotta cheer for someone who has soul. It's great seeing his adventures against the Illuminati and taking down the man and fighting injustice. Love Black Dynamite. I look forward to a sequel to movies. That was an awesome show. So you have to check it out if you're into the good brothers who do good things. Here's part 2 of my review. Next up we have the 100th anniversary Fantastic Four. I was not a big fan of this one because I found it a bit too campy, but it was nice to see Doctor Doom being part of the family rather than just a pain in their ass, I guess you could say. So it's okay. If you like Fantastic Four, you might like this and the future possibilities, but really I wasn't too happy with this issue. Maybe that was just me, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, so give it a chance. It all depends on what you like. Here we have another edition of Original Sin. We got 2 issues to go. This is the 5th issue, and check it out, as I said before. Here's the latest edition of Captain America. I know everybody is talking about the Falcon becoming Captain America, but it makes perfect sense. He was never a lesser hero than Captain America. He looked up to Captain America and was inspired by him, but really he's his own man, and it fits with the time. I mean, Captain America has become a senior citizen with all the super soldier serum out of his body, and you know, the Falcon has to do what the Falcon has to do. I think it's going to be some great stories ahead. So let's see what happens. And got a feel for Steve Rogers right now. He's going through tough times. No one wants to be old and decay, that's for sure, especially when you're so vital and having such a physique and losing all that. So, you know, good on the Captain America stories. I love Captain America. He's not the Go USA type. He's the type that is what the America that I really love is all about. So check it out if you love Captain America. Here we have Guardians of the Galaxy. I got into this because the movie's coming up, so it's really good stories. I really like the fact that the Flash Thompson Venom is part of the team now, and great things are happening there. So if you like the movie and you want to get into the comics, check it out. Here we have Iron Fist. This is a bit of a bizarre story, but if you like martial arts adventures and zombie ninjas and mystical places, this is for you, so check it out. I used to like Power Man and the Iron Fist back in the day. I thought it was the coolest tag team, so check it out if you like that. Now this here is one awesome cover. I love this. Once again, Magneto, my favorite Jewish superhero, best superhero. I don't even think of him as a villain, but he's amazing. So check out his title. Great stories, and it's worth your time. Now, in trade paperbacks, I've been reading comics that I should have read when I gave up comics, and I realized what a stupid thing it is, and I've gotten back into it. I've gotten through almost volume 1 of the Jeff Johns stories about the Avengers. Now, as you can see, this is beautiful art. This is amazing. And where the stories go, where Avengers have the same status as a nation, and you know, having Jack of Hearts on the team, who was an underrated character. This is awesome stuff. I really think you'll like this. So if you like the Avengers, check this out. Here's volume 2. And I exclusively get my comic books at the comic book shop on Clyde in Nepean. And they had a 20% off sale, and I took it as an opportunity to get reasonable prices on awesome stories. Here we have the collected Kree Scroll War. This is awesome stuff. I have one of my oldest comics was part of this storyline, and it's amazing to see the Avengers take on cosmic storylines where they make a big difference out in the universe. So it's not just about Earth. This was big back in its day, so if you want to know a little more about the Avengers, you should check this out. I haven't gotten to this one yet, but it's I always thought the concept was cool, the serpent crown. I'm not a big fan of snakes. I've never liked them, and that whole concept of a crown that would put snakes in your head is rather fearful. So it's really cool to see the old school Avengers deal with that kind of issue. So great stuff. And like I say, enjoy what you read, whether it's Marvel, DC, IDW, Kaboom, Dynamite, whoever. If you get enjoyment out of it, more power to you. Like what you like and love what you like. Anyways, that's this edition of Comic Book Review. I'll be back again when I have more comic books to show you. Happy reading, everyone.